Well, I will say this here is that I think probably historically athletes are more trusting people, and the people that they trust,
I would say that.
like the agents and the lawyers, those are the people who's stealing from them.
Right. And
Yeah.
you're right. You're right about that. And I think it comes with that team, all the team stuff you learn when you're growing up.
And the coaches tell you, if you just keep your nose clean, you're going to play forever.
Yeah.
But that's not the reality. Reality is maybe 3 or 5 years.
Yeah.
If after 5 years, most of the players financially can't cover their mortgage.
Right.
Being a running back too, they always say the lifespan of a running back is what, 5 to some odd years.
Exactly. Good point.
Now, you really have to be thinking about the future too.
Nah, I don't think about that because it's funny, man. Like you play in high school and they say, man, the chances are if you get a Division I scholarship and you go to Division I and they say, what the chances are of you playing in the NFL and you get to the NFL, what the chances are of you making it past 3 years. So I don't pay attention to that as much because people just they love to put barriers in front of you, and I like to hop them. But I think the important thing, man, is just teaching people what to learn. Like you can't put enough importance on the fact that we're uneducated about this. Like
you're right.
There's no classes, and I mean let's think about it. What is it, like 80% of athletes go broke or something like that? Whatever percentage is 80%. Yeah, so they end up going broke, and you come out of college and you get an agent, and with that agent comes a financial advisor. Now this has been the blueprint for years, and if 80% of the players are going broke, why are we still following the same blueprint?
Right.
What makes you so lucky?
Yeah.
And so what I did, and what I try to encourage other people to do, but you don't want to listen to anybody who's making league minimum. So maybe when I get a contract, people start listening. But what I try to tell people to do is like get a separate business manager that's going to oversee everybody and have checks and balances. And
check the checker.
Yes, and split them up. So get a financial advisor that has no links to your agent. Get an agent that has no links to a financial advisor. A business manager that has no links to anybody. So that way they don't know each other. They don't have anything invested in each other. So they're actually just doing good business. And people don't do that.
Hey,
go ahead. I'm sorry, Dexter.
Hey, Arian, let me ask you a question. Robert McNair, does he have the passion for this game? The owner.
Bob McNair.
Bob McNair. Robert Bob, whatever you want.
Yeah, I feel you. I got to call him Bob. He's still my boss.
Because if he had the passion, he'd probably pay you what you're worth.
Well,
oh boy, this
this
applause.
That's all right. What I say to that is this, man. I understand that this game that I play is a multi-billion-dollar business, okay? And when you're running a business, you have to do the best thing to make sure your business is profitable. And I understand that. And we're bargaining chips. We're chess pieces, and I understand that. We're chess pieces with families. But when you look at a sheet of paper and you look at player X, player B, player C, you don't see them with families, and it's tough, but you have to understand the business that you walked into. So, whether or not, or whatever he feels about me, if he wants to pay me, he'll pay me. And if he doesn't, he doesn't. And what I've learned through my journey is it doesn't matter what they do, it matters how you react to it.
Right.
So whatever happens, man, it's gonna happen.
Restricted free agent, are you thinking that they're gonna take care of you and you're gonna still be in Houston? How's that going?
I had talks with a lot of my personnel guys before I left, because you have an exit meeting before after the season ends, and so everybody expressed their interest that they want to take care of me, and that's what they've been saying, and so I trust them, and like I said, man, my resume is already on the table, and so it's out of my hands. So right now it's just a waiting game, but all I can do is get myself in the best shape for next season, and so however the chips fall, they fall.
How difficult is it to put a price tag on on you? I mean, because you're the one out there making the plays and everything. How difficult is it as a player to be like, all right, you're making league minimum, but then you're like, I want this, or you know what I mean? How difficult is that?
Well, I think production speaks for itself. When you're productive, like, you deserve to get paid. You're helping your team win games. I think that's the nature of the business. When you're a productive player, you're helping your team get wins. When your team is winning, your team is profitable. So I think you deserve every penny that you get in the NFL.
And let's switch gears, guys. Talk about safety. I know you would, if you were still playing Dexter, you'd be going crazy because you can't even touch the quarterback. But it's and then not having the kickoff returns, doing different things. Like even with the college game or whatever they're trying to do to make make the game more safe.
Safety.
You
Yeah.
guys, what do you guys think of that stuff?
Well, I would say this. Equipment-wise, that's a different ball game. The rules, some of the rules benefit other players, and it hurts some players. But when we talk about safety and we talk about, the head injuries and the concussions, there's not a helmet on this planet that can stop a concussion. Not one on this planet. And no one has the materials to do that because the helmet only protects the heart, your cranium. Your brain moves regardless in your head.
Right.
It's going to move regardless. I don't care what type of helmet you put on, your brain is going to move backwards and forwards.
My wife was explaining that to me because she's a speech language pathologist.
Yeah. So I'm toying with this and like, well, what is the aim here? I mean, we can make better equipment, but the precautions when Arian takes a hard hit and he goes off the field and the testing that they have to do once he's off the field, I don't know how intense that is. Or if it's the issue of, okay, Arian needs to get back on the field, whose decision is it? Is it fully the doctor's? But if, we need some yards, we need Arian out there. So does it turn to Arian's decision? I really don't know. Maybe Arian can answer that. But my thing is, when you talk about safety and equipment, I don't know where we're going to ever get to a point to where we're going to stop concussions.
Well, I'll say this. I think when they moved the kickoff back, that's where they found that there was more concussions, and I think that's more safety. And I sort of like that rule because the fans don't like it because they don't get a chance to return the kickoffs.
Yeah.
But I think when they move the football back and the kicker kicks it out of the end zone, see, you got guys now, probably you not, you got guys that this what is it? HGH.
Yeah.
I ain't touching that.
But you not. But I'm willing to say that that's kind of rampant in the league.
Wow.
Yeah. And so maybe I shouldn't say that, but I think that's why they found that a lot of concussions were happening on the kickoffs. Because you got guys running down 260, 280, and you got a wall and a wedge, and these guys are like banging heads with each other. And they want to have the safety. They want to put, because eventually there's going to be a tragedy on the football field.
No.
Yeah. And so I like the rule myself. Most fans don't like it because they don't get a chance to see the excitement of a player returning the football.
Right.
But overall, though, I think they want to have the safety, as Marcus say. They want to have more safety because a lot of lawsuits coming up with the NFL.
Yeah, that's interesting. That is coming up, huh? With the with some of the painkillers and things like that.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago, I did an interview with ABC News in reference to, actually about 4 weeks ago, the players, Joe Horn, and it's about 30 guys that are suing the league, claiming overuse of Toradol medication.
Vitamin T, right?
Yeah. And we all know
that's what it's called. That's what they.
I'm an avid user.
They're claiming that they were they were prescribed the medication, but unaware of the long-term effects of it.
Yeah.
So I just provided, my quote-unquote expertise on it, the medication, how it should be used, the damage it could cause, health risks, but that's going to happen. I mean, you got some guys that are not concerned about the health risk or something because their body is how they make their living.
Some guys said that. He said that.
But the thing about it is that the education part is the key. The league needs to provide more prevention, because if I provide prevention and you choose to do the latter, whose fault is it? But there has a point, the responsibility part becomes on the medical side. It doesn't matter what Arian wants to do. Medically, I can't do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's what these guys are claiming, that there was any education. Nobody told them that it was not healthy for me to use Toradol medication for 30 days straight. Nobody told me that it was acute healing medication, that I couldn't use it, for this length of time. That's what they're claiming. They want to educate it. And they got liver problems and kidney problems now. So what's going to come of that? They might win the suit, they might not. But some heads are gonna roll.
And that still comes down to making a choice, though, right? You know.
Well, again, I say this. I think the league's sort of at fault, and each team are at fault because I don't know what it's like now, but I'm sure it's still the same. Is that when you're a football player and you get ready to go play a game? Well, I say after the game, when you're on that tarmac and they got trash cans of beer, alcohol they're serving, and then you get all the prescription pain medication you want. See, the trainers and the doctors, they don't care. They just give you the pain medication. You get that on top of some booze and liquor. All of a sudden now, they wasn't calling them concussed, they call them dingers. And so now it's more magnified. Like this year, I think they say they have another guy on the sideline that's going to be watching the play. It's not his call whether he want to go play if he have a concussion. Yeah. See, they got a guy, a trainer, who's going to be sort of trained to be able to pick out if a guy had a concussion. If he take a lick, he got to come out. But I think the league sort of made a lot of mistakes because each training facility was passing out these medications, give you these drugs and on top of liquor and all this kind of stuff, and was sort of underlooking the issue.
Well, we don't know. It's rare you'll see somebody when you talk about players, actors, actresses, just die from pain medication, which you can. You can overdose from anything. But my focus is educating them on the counter reaction with other medications. Every autopsy that's done with any athlete, we have NHA hockey players passed away. We had a couple high school guys here. We've had some college guys pass away in the last 3 years. It's always a combination of pain medication, alcohol, pain medication, anti-anxiety medications like benzos, clonazepam. And that's what I try to educate them on is those guys don't know what they shouldn't take with this medication. It's not wise to pop a bunch of pain pills even though you're popping them because of your injury, and then go out and drink all night. You're slowing your respiratory system down. You're suppressing your respiratory system. Any anti-anxiety medication mixed with pain pills an excessive use is a slow, painless death, and that's what happens.
That's unbelievable.
And you're thinking you're sleepy and you're actually dying because it's suppressing your respiratory system. So it's almost, I don't want to say common sense because there's a lot of people don't know, but anything that weighs you down and slows you down through a drug, that means it's slowing your breathing down and it's suppressing your respiratory system. And a lot of these guys are not educated because I asked them. A lot of players I asked, and I have some players that tell me some things that I won't repeat, but no, nobody ever told me that, Marcus. Nobody ever told me that certain depression medications that I can't take in the excess.
But you got money involved, so it's not unbelievable. You know what I mean? So, well, guys, I know you all have things to do, and thank you all so much for coming in. Any last remarks or anything? Anything?
Well, man, appreciate you having me here, and appreciate everybody coming through, man, and hopefully that we can start touching some of the kids, man, and really getting them to open their eyes and see that, that they can do whatever they want to do, but they got to be smart about it. And, it's about building for our future, and it's not about rims.
You're right. You know what? You're right, man. You're right about that because you see that all the time, and it's just kids. If kids have a hard time with confidence and believing in themselves and stuff like that, anything can come in and influence them. So we don't want to see that,
Okay.
So,
well, I'm back to what I'm saying. I'm just thanking these guys for coming out.
Thank all you all for coming out. Lawrence, thanks for always being around. Sometimes this guy, he's doing other work and he can't get in here, but he's here today, so thanks for coming in, Lawrence. So, till next time, Robert Pugsley behind one of the cameras. We got a 2-camera shoot going on today. Robert Pugsley behind the camera. He's going to come out one day. We'll see you guys later.